Hello students, today we'll talk about Aristotle's theory of tragedy as propounded by him in his iconic text of literary criticism, that is Poetics. Let's see what he says about tragedy in Poetics. Students, in the chapter 6th of Poetics, Aristotle has given a detailed definition of tragedy, that what tragedy is. He says, I quote, a tragedy is an imitation of an action that is serious and also as having magnitude complete in itself, in a language embellished with pleasing accessories, each kind brought separately in the parts of the work, in a dramatic, not in a narrative form, with incidents arousing pity and fear, wherewith to accomplish its catharsis of such emotions. Students, here look at the highlighted text carefully. The first highlighted text talks about the content or the theme or the subject matter of a tragedy. That tragedy is an imitation of a serious action. The second highlighted text talks about the medium, that what type of language will be used in a tragedy. And the third talks about the manner, that a tragedy is not in a narrative form, it is always written to be played on stage. And lastly, the highlighted text, Catharsis, talks about the function of tragedy. So let's talk about in detail the elements of tragedy or the formative or constitutive elements that help in framing an ideal tragedy in terms of Aristotelian concept or Aristotelian philosophy. Aristotle talks about 6 formative elements of tragedy. As we have seen in this definition also, we'll try to explain these 6 elements with reference to the definition of tragedy. He has given the 6 elements. The first 3 are plot, character and thought. Plot, character and thought, these 3 are considered to be the internal aspects of tragedy. They are generally explained in terms of being objects of imitation. As in the very definition of tragedy, Aristotle says that tragedy is an imitation of an action that is serious. So that serious action is basically the plot, or that serious content is the thought, and the plot and thought are going to be presented by a character in a tragedy. So plot, character and thought, these 3 deal with the object of imitation in a tragedy. Then fourthly, he talks about diction. Diction is for language, for selection of words. Then song is there, then spectacle is there. So diction is the language, song is the use of songs in a play, and spectacle is for the stage effects. So all 3 are categorized as external aspects of tragedy. They deal with the manner and medium of tragedy. Diction, the selection of words, or the song. Diction and song, they are the medium. How an action is imitated in a tragedy with the help of diction and song, with the help of language, with the help of words. And what will be the manner? That the tragedy will not be narrated. It is to be dramatized on stage. So the manner will be of that of spectacle. And lastly, in the last part of the definition, Aristotle talks about the function of tragedy, that is catharsis. Catharsis means actually the purification of emotions. There is a lot of discussion regarding this term catharsis in poetics, but basically all the critics agree and they interpret that the function of tragedy, as Aristotle has explained, was catharsis, or the purgation of feelings of pity and fear. As we all know that whenever we watch a tragic scene, a tragic movie, a tragic play, it arouses the feelings of pity and fear. We feel pity for the protagonist when he meets his tragic end, and somewhere in our hearts we are fearful that the same can happen with us. That's why some people cry when they watch something tragic. So this crying is the arousing of pity and fear, which is called catharsis by Aristotle in his Poetics. So, students, that's all about the 6 formative elements of tragedy and the chief function of tragedy as explained by Aristotle in his text Poetics. Thank you.